hello. Okay, cool. Everything is working. Awesome. Okay, sorry. Hi. Hope you guys are doing well. Howdy. Good evening. It's 6:36. Hi. Sorry about the hiccup just now. I had to readjust the bitrate settings. That's what it was asking. I set it to 1440p and was asking for like, hey, you need to set your bitrate to like 13,500. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go do that. So I did. Whenever, dude, YouTube streaming scares the shit out of me. Cause like I'll be editing it in OBS and then I'll be like, hey, if you stop your broadcast right now, you won't be able to broadcast again. And I'm like, do I have to make an entirely new stream? Is there like no like grace period? There is a grace period, but every time I like hit that, it's like, hey, you're gonna fucking die if you do this. Pisses me off so bad. Anyways, hi. I am continuing the rest of Ayakashi Akashi. If you didn't watch yesterday's stream, it is, what do you call it? I'm assuming it is gonna become a murder mystery. I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be. A la danganronpa, because I saw the blood. It was like, oh my god, dude, big blood! If you don't know what's going on, because you don't watch the stream yesterday or couldn't or whatever else, the best way to describe it is there's a teacher at a rural middle school, and it's hard to say if there's anything paranormal happening, but I think there might be. There probably is rather something paranormal or something scaly happening, I imagine. And the next day, after having a nightmare, Mr. Yoinaro wakes up, or rather, goes to school after not having sleep, and what happens is, on a Friday, so yesterday was Thursday, in-game I'm speaking of course, he goes into his classroom and he sees one of his students hung. And then, I think they black out or something like that, something along those lines. They black out, and it's Thursday again. And then the student who was hung or found dead in the classroom is alive, and then at the end of the prologue, he's like, hey, didn't I die here? And then that's when the opening dropped. It's like, oh shit, it was really, really cool. I really recommend either playing it by yourself or watching a series VOD or whatever else. I'm switching to YT. I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm just, what do you call it? I'm just, using YouTube on occasion, that's it. Dual streaming is a pain in the ass, I don't feel like it. So whenever I really want to preserve the VOD, I will just swap to YouTube, that's it. So hi Barbatos, hi, I forgot everyone's greetings. Hi, Etofu, his Han. Hi, Hui. Hi, Emery. Hi, Barbatos, hello. I've been eating really bad lately. I said that like 2 weeks ago, didn't I? And I was about to like, dude, I need to go like eat something real quick. I almost went to go buy fast food again. I'm like, no, I can't do that. And then I heard the rice cooker go off right as I was thinking that. I'm like, wait, you know what? Let me just go to like fucking my local grocery store real quick and pick up some fucking rotisserie chicken. And like, I'll just eat that with rice, and then like, maybe later I'll boil some fucking broccoli or some shit. Blah, blah, blah. And then I go to the store. I pick up some caramel macchiato creamer for my coffee later, because I was out of that. And then I pick up the rotisserie chicken. Like, this is awesome, great. I got some rotisserie chicken. Fairly healthy, fairly clean. Like, oh man, I can't wait to dig into this with some with some lovely carbohydrates, with some lovely rice. And I open up the rice cooker. You know, the rice cooker goes, or whatever the fucking little thing is. The little tune is when it tells you it's done with the rice. I open it up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Huh? It's a fucking purple rice. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it was like purple. I don't know what kind of fucking rice it is. I don't know what kind of fucking rice it is, but it was fucking purple. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Black rice? I'm like, I can't eat this. I can't eat this rice. Well, I probably could, but like, it was just, it made me like fucking reel back. I'm just like, fuck. No, it was just pure black rice. It's healthier? That means it probably tastes like shit. It's the same thing with people will tell you, oh yeah, dude, switch to brown rice. It tastes better. I made a batch of brown rice. I'm like, it tastes bad. I tried so many times to like brown rice. I tried so many times, but now I won't say traumatized, but I'm like, ugh, this tastes like doo-doo. The only way you're getting me to eat brown rice is if you strap me up to like some sort of like, I don't know, torture device or whatever, or some table, and you spoon feed me like that episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs gets like essentially crucified at the tail end of the episode and gets forced to eat a truck full of peas. Say ah. Okay. Are you gonna feed me? Okay, ah. Okay. Ah! Is that good enough? If you guys had headphones on, sorry. If you didn't and you're putting me on speakers, sorry. I hope nobody thinks that, like, you're watching some sort of, like, torture video online or some shit. La 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 la. I like screaming and ruining the chat's ears. La 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 la. I'm being tortured? Yes, I am being tortured because this fucking game isn't out! Because Miwashiba's working on the Faceless Double. And they said they want to exclusively work on finishing up the Faceless Double before doing the rest of Ayakashi Akashi. It makes me so sad because like the premise is so dope, the premise is so sweet, it's awesome. Oh my god, and the art style is so sick too. It makes me very sad. Very, very sad. Oh, oops. I don't even know my own toggles, bro. Let me adjust this. On speaker like a madman. Ah! Just kidding. I can't do that again, dude. I cannot do that again. I can't ruin my vocal cords. Anyways. No more your ways. Continuing. Here we go. The one thing I don't like about this game is that there's no signal for autosave and there's no way to open the menu. You just have to hope that the game has autosaved at like a good point and then close the game. Anyways, what's going on now is that, like I explained, this is the day after they discover the body. Everyone like wakes up under a flower bed or over a flower bed or something like that. And they all go to school. And then he sees Rokuro, or Yoinara meets Rokuro. And he's like, you're alive? I was like, what? And then class assembles for first period. I was like, okay, it's Friday, blah, blah, blah. Does that mean it's math or whatever? And then one of the students is like, isn't it Thursday? And the Rokuro chimes, it's like, hey, wasn't I dead here? So he's aware that he was hung in the classroom, and so was everyone else. But only his class, I believe. And currently what's going on is he's interviewing everyone. He's currently interviewing everyone in the class for or whatever they were doing the morning of, or probably yesterday, which was Thursday, but that's technically today. Thursday after class, I assume, or something like that. Something or other. Visual design. I know, I was talking about it yesterday, and I was like, dude, this is like concept art for one of the Pokemikus. One of the Pokemikus for sure. And also, one thing I really like about, and I'm also really intrigued about, is everyone is designed with only one of their eyes colored in, and then the other half is just pure black. I don't know why, but I think it's super cool, and it adds a lot of charm to the character design. I'm assuming what's going on is just like they only color in one eye, but I'm assuming that their eye colors are the same, or maybe everyone has heterophobia. I don't know. Anyways, that's the gist of what's going on currently. Okay. Tina Etupurka. Seat number 4. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Etupurka? Reminds me of Kurapika. Hey, I remembered their name. Hey. Tina Etupurka, seat number 4. Anything unusual? Let us see. There have been rumors amongst the girls as of late. Some say they hear strange voices. Strange voices? Like what? Well, it's not as if I heard them myself. Inquire with Ia, if you please. Tina was a wealthy daughter from the Etupurka financial conglomerate. In short, a very large group that held considerable power in this area, and she's not going to some snobby school? As for the girl herself, I guess I should say, hard to get a hold on. While her thinking in itself is sound, her unbending nature made it common for her to clash with other people, which was a bit concerning. It is a very strange occurrence for this class alone to all have the same dream. Hopefully it is a dream. Alright, you can go. Pardon me. Who next? Oh, Yuki. Seat number 2. Yuki Utashiro. I'm sleepy. Her whole thing is that she's always sleepy. Always sleepy AF. I really like her fucking bug antennae. They're... Oh, I just remembered I have antennae. Slash a hoge. I was about to like bag on her. I'm like, dude, what's up with your fucking huge ass antennae, bro? I could like pluck you like a fucking vegetable, bro. My bad. Friendly fire. That's nothing new. You were the first witness, Yuki. I'm part of the campus cleanup committee, so I woke up early to water the flowers in the classroom. And then I fainted as soon as I saw it. Yuki always seemed to be sleepy and half awake during class at best. However, she did good work for the cleanup committee every morning, so I didn't think she lacked diligence. Even if she nodded off in class. Not every day you see a corpse. It's alright. Get some rest. Okay. I'm sure it was just a dream. Yeah. Though I didn't feel like I slept at all. We are technically in class, so don't sleep now. Oh. She was all set to conk out, huh? Seat number 7, Iyashishibe. Heya! Tina told me you've heard strange voices? Strange voices? Oh yeah, I did! Kinda like moaning? Moaning? Wait, hold on. Sort of like that. I'd call that snoring myself. Yeah, that's the ticket. You looked and acted flashy, but didn't behave badly or anything. I'd call her a light-hearted student, but occasionally she'd be too light-hearted and have that taken advantage of. Well, I don't know if that has anything to do with this, though. Right now I want to hear whatever anyone has to say. Alright, you're done. Righty-tooty. That doesn't even rhyme. Righty-tooty? Kashima Akebono, seat number 1. No need to strain your voice so much. I am the class president, so I feel it's only expected of my title. So, something unusual? I can't really say I know anything. Wouldn't even count Rokuro dying, honestly. Not even a person's death? Look, you just plain expect him to get murdered, right? Even if it was a mass dream. Well, I do expect he'd earn grudges. There have been countless times I might have gone through with my murderous intent if not for the laws of this land. That's frightening. Like, he doesn't earn it with the things he does. I'd prefer if he were a simple skirt flipper, honestly. You're fine with skirt flipping? Why not? It's just fabric. Kashima was overly serious. Or maybe more accurately, she played by her own bizarre rules. Sometimes she'd make some dangerous-sounding proclamations, too. And there had indeed been times she nearly went fists flying. She had a tendency to let her feelings overcome her a bit too often. Despite how she spoke, her eyes were wavering quite a bit, likely due to her overdiligent personality. With everyone thinking it was a strange dream, she might have been the one most disturbed by this incident. Well, okay. Don't overdo it. You can go now. What this reminds me of right now is, or essentially what it is, it's like a little interrogation room sort of deal, right? Everyone's being pulled to the side. I really like the little comments he's making in his head. Like he's a detective. Excuse me. I am Sasena Kano, seat number 5. The god within me is speaking. They say things have been much too peaceful this far. In other words, you yourself have nothing to note besides the incident. Jumping jalopy jackpot! What? Or maybe it's jumping jalopy jackpot. What the fuck is a jalopy? What the heck does that mean? Why, just what it sounds like. Why is she making a face like it's only natural I understand it? Well, I believe it to be a bad dream, but... Sasena, she surely loved the occult. She'd sometimes bring up spiritual matters, often making me unsure how to react. The phrases she used tended to get oddly stuck in my memories. In fact, I almost said them myself sometimes. Okay, you can go now. Righto regarded rigatoni. They were not saying all that shit yesterday.
Mino Nariidate. Seat number...
9.
Yep. Something strange?
I'm a big fan of her Ahoge because it looks like a shark fin.
Is teacher really a virgin?
Who told you that?
Yeah.
Her, huh? The answer's no. Oh, Yoinara fucks? Okay.
Oh, I see. So, was a virgin?
That's where we're headed, huh? No, well. Nothing from you then.
Is it something you eat?
You're not exactly wrong.
Got it. Yoinara, you...
She don't got it. Mino was as light-hearted as Ia, or rather, she was basically floating. Wild would probably be the ideal word to describe Mino. Much like a feral child, her physical capabilities were extremely high, but she mostly flunked outside of PE. Alright, you can go back to your seat now.
Gotcha.
Who next?
Oh, Naki.
Seat number 6, Naki Kokuriko. Let's see. I don't think I know anything. I haven't come to school in a while. He does showbiz. I think he's an actor or something like that. I'm not sure. He's an actor of some sort. Right, you can only occasionally come to school due to your performing work. Yeah, no helping that. Well, I mean, I think it was a dream. It's just all kinds of strange. Naki was active in the entertainment world from a young age and seemed fairly popular, so he could only sometimes come to school. Even so, he was an excellent student who got above-average test scores. His lack of attendance made it hard to show that on a report card, though. He apparently used a stage name, but I'd never seen Naki on TV. Even though, according to him, he appeared pretty regularly. But he's lying about the whole thing and he's actually just skipping school. So, right when you arrived, disaster struck. Oh, don't put it like that, Mr. Yoinara. I'm a student of class 212. Right. Sorry. You can go back now. Don't push yourself too much, Mr. Yoinara. Zero? Rokuro. Rokuro! Ah! He's probably one of my favorite characters right now. Him and Zero. He also was the student that was hung, by the way. Or rather, the one they found dead. Rokuro Yamakagashi, seat number 12. Well, I wouldn't say there's been anything too bizarre. Just getting my body tore up and hung and killed, but that's all. You're the one I want to hear from most. But seriously, that's all I've got. Basically, I'm the one who wants to know what happened to me. Rokuro was the most difficult person to deal with in the class, and the hardest to tell what he was thinking. His fucking hair is so fucked up. I love it so much. When he's finished showering, he doesn't put in any product. He gets his towel and then rubs it into his head really aggressively. And then this is the result. And he's like, all right, my hairdo's all ready. And then he fucks off to school. Self-conceited and not very cooperative, he was a load of trouble. If only he were a little more mature. If even you don't know, guess there's nothing I can do. Excuse me. That's right. You can go for now. I'll ask later if something strikes me. You wanna talk to me that badly, Yoi-chan? Not right now. Nope. Feel free to leave. Rude. He does have quite a bit of attitude on him. Seat number 8, Riku Takasa. What has me curious is how I heard you've been going to the local Abura soba shop lately. Pretty much daily if I hear right. How do you know that? Oh, because I go there too. Karuta likes Abura soba. Come to think of it, he does. Is that unusual? I'm constantly shaking my head at how you two can eat it so often and never get tired of it. Riku was highly self-confident and looked down on others a bit, but proved to be a helpful sort. He and Karuta got along well. Karuta? We'll say Karuta. I did feel their friendship was mostly a result of Karuta's tolerance for giving Riku's eccentricity, though. You're getting older, Mr. Yoinara, so you should pay more heed to your health sooner or later. If I could die from Abura soba, I'd be pretty happy with that. Karuta said something. I keep saying Karuta. Whatever, I don't give a fuck anymore. Karuta said something similar. You guys are beyond help. If that's all you wanted to ask, you can leave now. Got it. Excuse me. That really was it? We can't get anything fucking useful. Come on, man. Seat number 3. Karuta Uruwashi. Something strange, huh? Like you eating soba every day? Riku already mentioned that. Oh, I see. Then I'll ask Riku later. No need to do that. Karuta had no particular specialties, but he had a high average, you might say. He generally gave me the impression that he could shrewdly work out anything. He had a big-hearted personality, too. No real faults to speak of. Suspicious. No faults? Good all-around Samaritan? Suspicious. Nothing else in particular? Oh, the new soba shop they opened in Kantenbashi is pretty good. That is good info. Nice. Let's eat there together sometime, Mr. Yoinara. Later. You can go back to your seat. Okay. You're all useless! Where's Zero, dude? Oh, Haito. Haito Minai. Seat number 11. Anything amiss? Well, I won a ticket to an Emi-chan concert recently. His whole deal is that he really likes idols, and he frequently skips school to attend their concerts. Is she an idol? Yeah, you like her too, Mr. Yoinara? I just know the name. What? What a shame, she'll brighten up your life. Anyway, that's why if time really got rewound, it makes me want to die. Aito liked pop idols, enough to sometimes skip school and go to concerts. Lately, he's been cautious not to let his grades drop accordingly, but... show some moderation. If you make your truancy too obvious, there'll have to be extreme measures. Which is more important to you, Mr. Yoinara? Studying or living? I suggest you do both. Live and study. You can go now. Yep. Fuck, they're all useless! Where's the information? You're all useless! Oh, Zero, he's my other favorite character. I like him a lot. Seat number 10. Zero Manzaka. Nothing's really been amiss. I grew a little taller. You're still growing? How tall are you? 191 centimeters. How tall is that? 191 cm, 2 feet. He's 6'2"? In middle school? What the fuck? What? Share some of that. Hello? That's outrageous. I wonder if this is a dream too. 6'2" in middle school is nuts. What the fuck, dude? It isn't right now, I'm sure. Figures. Zero had a large frame, making him the most conspicuous in the class. Often he would react candidly or be spacing out. Something that had me curious. I felt people picked fights with him often, even students from other schools. Part of the problem was that he didn't generally turn people down. Considering how often I saw him with Rokuro, I couldn't take my eyes off him for a number of reasons. Alright, you can go now. Right. Ouch! You sure are clumsy. Yes. I bet he fucking hit his head against the frame, poor guy. Zero was the last one. I'll head back to the classroom. And then everyone is hung. Whoa! As I thought, the students all seemed to believe this event was a dream. The death of a classmate, the reversal of time. True, they both sound like dreams.
So what all have you ascertained from us?
We just had the same mass dream after all. Something like that, right? No. I'm certain this is the work of an Ayakashi. Oh, title drop! Huge!
Ayakashi?
How occult? Hold on now, you can't just throw out that word casually and expect us to understand. For now, just listen to me. Whoa! CG! Whoa, cool! Let me ask you all. What do you think happens to people when they die?
Who would know without dying first? You go to the good place. Heaven, right? There exists the world of gods, the world of spirits, the world of the dead, the physical world, and hell. We exist in the physical world.
What? Oh, jeez. Susanna, you can stop there. I'm guessing it'd be a long one. There are many theories about the afterlife, but people generally believe that the soul leaves the body. And that soul goes to some other world. To put it simply, that world and this world can be thought of as opposing shores.
You guys must be pretty serious to be thinking about the afterlife while you're still living.
Death is a once-in-a-lifetime event, after all. Longing to know things that are hard to know might just be human nature. However, there are exceptional cases where souls can't reach the other shore.
So it's not as if you go there immediately once you die?
Souls with strong feelings towards this world will stubbornly refuse to cross over.
So that means we're talking about... Oh yeah, so, you know, spirits that refuse to move on because they have unresolved things. Oh, like Jibakude? The earthbound spirits?
If only the soul wanders the world of the living, then that's what it is, yes. But on rare occasions, it may cling to its body and become a living corpse.
Sounds like what you'd call a zombie.
You're not necessarily wrong. Simply put, since their body's dead, it won't mature anymore. To break it down into even simpler terms, they're ghosts that anyone can see.
Oh! Does that mean one of the students is an Ayakashi or something? Huh?
That'd be... ooh, spooky.
But if the process is quick enough, couldn't it be treated like a miraculous revival? Wouldn't it be possible for them to just return to living as normal then?
To jump ahead a bit, yes, it would, so they could just go back to living, okay. And more troublesome yet, souls that dwell here too long begin to grow mad and lose control of their self. At the root of their desire to remain in this world lies an attachment to life. When a soul loses control, that attachment grows stronger, and it attacks the living. So it becomes even more out of control? Correct. That's why people like us send them to the other side. We call the deceased who seek to share the blessings of the living Ayakashi. And we are their senders, so we call ourselves...
Oh, I've heard the term, something about a lineage of diviners forming a succession.
I haven't, but... You're not a teacher, Well, I wasn't always set to be a successor, but then my elder sister died. I inherited the duty from her after quitting my own job and becoming the teacher I am now.
Oh shit, we're a fucking spirit medium? That's so sick! So you're saying this affair wasn't a dream but an Ayakashi's doing?
That's what I think, yes.
Doesn't feel very realistic. It's too outrageous to keep up with. Sure, but if you look around, unrealistic things are happening.
It's more believable to me that it was a nightmare we all had together.
So, Yoi-chan, whose fault are you saying it is?
That, I don't know yet. Judging from the fact that the effects have only been on this class, all I can say now is there's a possibility they're here in our class.
Oh shit! There's an Ayakashi with Mino? Oh, I'd love to speak with them. Don't! Won't they slice you up? If this were a manga, it'd be like, you noticed someone had a special aura, or you'd use some sixth sense. But you can't tell, Mr. Yoinara?
As I said, I wasn't originally meant to be a successor. Maybe my sister could have done that, but I can't.
I wonder, what'll happen tomorrow? Probably I'm gonna die again, right?
Then we just need to protect Rokuro. It's currently unclear what circumstances led to Rokuro being attacked, though.
Is there any way I could assist, Mr. Yoinara? Oh, I'll help out too. And Mino!
Alright. How about you gather up books on yokai?
Yokai? Actually, those are referred to Ayakashi too. Is there meaning to that?
The beings we call Ayakashi have existed for a long time. We use Ayakashi in a specific way now, but the word far predates that. I'm thinking we'll look for creatures whose natures match our current phenomenon, then go from there.
I would have thought you'd be knowledgeable since that's your line of work. He inherited it, leave him alone!
My previous job was totally unrelated to all this as well. Never believed that much in anything related to the occult, so I lack that knowledge.
But does Sana know a lot? I do know more than the average person, but it's not all stored in my head like I'm a walking dictionary, I'm afraid. However, I may be of service in finding the proper literature.
Let's all go to the library then.
Are you sure? Aren't we having class?
Principal's pretty lax. We'll manage.
You're so graceless, Yoi-chan. This is also one of you doesn't die again. Hello?
Kashima still doesn't seem to have digested the situation. I fucking love this art style so much. It really is just like a comic book. The outlines and everything. I love it so much, dude. It's awesome. Hmm? Oh yeah, so here are all the students. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 students. I assume this will get much, much smaller. Items? So normally this means, when this comes up, you can talk to people. The question mark means you're ready to progress the story. We need to go search the library.
Yes, let's go.
Climbing up some awfully creaky steps, we arrived at the school library. It was a snug little room, but filled with a rather large variety of books. Excuse me. There were history books, dictionaries, even somewhat dated manga and novels.
Are there books in Ayakashi? Allow me to answer as the library assistant. There are also books in that small storeroom over there, you see. And I believe we'll have better luck. Oh, it's been locked. Going back to the first floor to borrow the key from the staff room would be troublesome. Mino can open it. Won't open.
Oh, I thought she was actually gonna march the door down. If you need physical labor, it's my time to shine. No, hold on. We can't force it open. If we break the door, we'll be in trouble for sure.
Then, how about lockpicking?
Oh.
Such a thrilling notion. I cannot perform it myself, however. I bet Rokuro could, right? Hey, now what kind of life leads somebody to learn lockpicking? No, I can't do it. Huh? You've totally got the personality of someone who could. Consider the full extent of my life, not just what I'm like.
I can do it, I think. Oh. Really? That's a surprising skill. From you especially.
Surprising is an understatement. I couldn't have imagined it for a millisecond. I was on a show once where the director was looking for realism. He had me practice over and over until I could just do it. It was a while ago though, so I can't be certain.
I'm gonna sneeze. No, I guess I'm gonna yawn. I had the nose wrinkle and everything, dude. What the hell?
Lockpicking? That needs a wire. Mino has one in her treasure collection.
Of course you fucking have a treasure collection. Why am I not surprised?
Whoa, amazing! Is that an extra dimensional pocket?
Treasure? You're sure it's not garbage?
Hey. You probably shouldn't say that within earshot of Mino.
Well then. Oh, hold on.
Mr. Yoinara, will picking the lock get us in trouble?
It's fine in my book.
Oh, that's good. Well then, I'll give it a shot.
Rattle, 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 rattle.
The CG's so pretty.
Excuse me. With that, Naki turned to the storeroom door and began to work. Just as I found myself thinking, what middle schooler can pick a lock, there was a small, echoing click. Ooh. and with a twist of the knob, the door opened with a slightly unpleasant creaking sound. A few of the students watching raised their voices in admiration.
Whoa, it really opened! Is there even a point in security measures? In this case, I believe Cernaki's skills should be applauded. I don't think it's a very commendable skill. Well then, now we can scrape together some books. Please give me a moment. Yippee! Yokai!
Entering the storeroom with a forceful shout, Susanna started pulling books off the shelves at a rapid pace. Damn!
I'll hold some books too. I'm a library assistant myself, but the duties always fall to her since I'm not around.
Let Zero help too. He's super strong.
Leave it to me. Sir Rokuro, won't you assist?
Well, you gotta give the right job to the right guy, yeah?
I'll go ahead and check those books for info on Ayakashi. I'm their first victim after all.
I mean, that's more efficient, right?
Quite a convincing excuse coming from you, Sir Rokuro.
Thanks for the compliment, Susanna-chan.
I'm not really one for reading. I guess I'll help carry. If Ia carries, Mina will carry too.
We have too many people carrying damn books!
If that's what you girls are doing, I'll handle searching, I guess.
Maybe I'll search as well then. That's more my style. The students went dividing up duties. Ultimately, the book-carrying group and the material-searching group were of exactly even size.
So, how should we look this up?
For now, we'll make our judgments based on Rokuro's cause of death and predicament. You might not want to remember it, but if you could give a little more detail.
I went home without making any stops like usual, and sat at home like usual too. At least I'm pretty sure I did. And then suddenly, someone's standing in front of me. Next thing I know, I'm in the 2-1 classroom, and even though I'd changed clothes at home, I was wearing my uniform. Before I could grasp the situation, someone gouged me hard enough to make entrails fly. Yeah, basically instant death.
You're really something, kid.
Hey, Mr. Yoidara, I gotta use the bathroom.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Entrails. Rokuro, aren't you like 14, maybe?
He certainly got a colorful vocabulary.
My toe shot off like a rocket before I could even finish speaking.
Well, sure, to call that an extreme description is an understatement.
How are you even able to recall what happened so clearly? Well, it was a mystery to me too. What happens to people when they die? But then I experienced it. First, my soul left my body. I was looking at me!
A near-death experience. Or something like it, I suppose.
It's not near death if he actually passed away, though. Glad that was a dream, but all the stuff I sensed wasn't very dreamy.
It didn't hurt?
Maybe since I went so hard, all my senses died before I could even understand the pain? My ears were ringing the whole time. I couldn't understand anything except that, oh, I'm dying. Do you not recall who did you in?
What? What do you mean you can't say it here?
Huh? I remember, but I can't say it here.
Why so unwilling?
There's a sequence to things, Yoi-chan. Now's not the time. It's amazing you can remember that much. I'm like, what was I just dreaming about all the time myself? So anyway, that Ayakashi, its attempt to kill me failed, obviously. 'Cause they messed with the omniscient, omnipotent, and sage Rokuro-chan! What an exaggerated scale. That's the part where you're supposed to laugh, Yuki-chan. We're talking about serious things here. If we keep talking serious stuff, won't everybody end up like Haito-chan? So then, in what way will this guide us to our Ayakashi?
All this is just like lore dumping right now. Lots of exposition. I really want to know who killed Rokuro, though. To surmise from what we just heard, we have capable of kidnapping people and capable of tearing up bodies.
So we need only search for an Ayakashi that possesses these two qualities?
No, I want you to be thinking of them separately. Very rarely there are Ayakashi that have incredible power, but in practice, overly powerful abilities tend to destroy their fragile bodies. So we're doing like a broad general search. Okay. And then narrow it down from whatever we can get. A freshly dead amateur Ayakashi would be blown to smithereens. Oh, and in this case, Ayakashi is like the general catch-all term. Okay.
Calling an Ayakashi an amateur is strange in a lot of ways.
The smart ones are apparently able to conceal themselves in our world without anyone noticing their unmaturing body. So doesn't that mean, if Zero's telling the truth, he's immediately in the clear then? Because he said he did grow taller. We already have someone that's clear. Wonderful. So it's possible not much time has passed since they died.
Actually, why would dying and being revived give them mysterious powers anyway?
I hear that the heightened power of the soul caused by their attachment to life, it does something or another.
That isn't exactly a point that you should be so vague on, right? But if that's the case, that means there are two?
At least, oh. I see. It's also rare for Ayakashi to cooperate, but it's not unheard of.
Could there be others, I wonder?
Personally, I'm most curious about the reversal of time. They'd have to be pretty powerful for that, wouldn't they? But at the current stage, who knows if it was actually reversed or what? Since there's a possibility it was a prophetic dream or the like.
Oh, Kashima!
Oh, she's having a Mentos breakdown. Okay.
I cannot believe that was a dream!
Kashima pounded a desk and shouted to interrupt everything we were saying.
Whoa! What are you shouting for all of a sudden? I find it much harder to accept that what I felt then was just fiction. My happiness at being invited out after school the day before, and how I looked after Yuki when she collapsed. The weight of Yuki's head on my legs, and my thought of, why did Rokuro have to die?
The way you always treat me, you sure you didn't think serves him right?
Of course not. Sure, Rokuro's not a good person, but he's not a bad person either.
Oh.
I heard a loud voice over here. What's...
Oh, don't worry about it, yeah. Mental breakdown.
Whoa, what's wrong, Kashima? Did Rokuro finally make you cry? Rokuro, you no good. No, it wasn't me, okay?
Kashima, you've been quietly enduring this the whole time? You did seem to have taken this incident the hardest out of everyone.
I see. When you asked about it this morning, I said probably just a dream and laughed it off. I'm sorry. Besides just Rokuro, I can't imagine there are any bad people in this class. Looking at everyone here as the class president, I can't think anything else. You're right. It's unbelievable that there'd be a villain among us. It's totally fine to have ideals, but in the end you're just hoping, right? What? Stop, bro! She just said you're not a bad person. Don't make her think the opposite. Now, hold on. You didn't have to phrase it like that. Then, would you be okay with it if you died tomorrow, Ia-chan? You saw how I kicked it. I didn't die because I wanted to die. Somebody did the deed. Feel free to go into a little more detail until nobody can help but believe there's a killer among us. Rokuro, give it a break. Oh, shit! Oh, Zero's the one fucking losing it? Okay. Rokuro! His body went numb from Zero's shout, the likes of which I'd never heard before. Oh, Zero approached Rokuro, then lifted him up a little roughly with one hand. Toxic yaoi? I'll borrow— what? What do you mean I'll borrow this? I'll borrow this. And I'll apologize in your place. Kashima. Yeah. Sorry. Why are you apologizing, Zero? He has a really good head on his shoulders. What a good kid. Yeah, it's Rokuro who's saying all that mean junk. He just doesn't know how to use his words very well. Forgive him. You realize you're still agreeing with me that it's wishful thinking, right? You're some idiot yourself, Zero. Kashima-chan, Ia-chan, you shouldn't put much hope in other people. I think you'll live more comfortably that way. Ow! Ow, 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 ow! Still holding him with one hand, Zero firmly hit Rokuro in the back with the other. And just like that, they vanished among the bookshelves. Wow. I've never heard Zero shout like that. Things went bad so fast. Kashima-chan, you okay? Yeah, sorry. Thanks. I must admit, Sir Rokuro's excuse had a bit of logic to it. For when humans interact with others, they hide that which is inconvenient to them. More importantly, we must quickly find our bearings regarding the Ayakashi. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay. For our time is limited, isn't it, Mr. Yoinara? Teach, is it really okay to leave those two alone? Zero had a real stern look. It was kinda scary. I am curious about those two, considering how Zero was acting. However, how Kashima and Ia feel after all that is also a concern. Like Tina says, if someone's going to die again tomorrow, we need to be quick in searching these materials. Oh. Shit, there's already choices to make, huh? Well, Zero and Rokuro are by themselves. I'm gonna go after them. As you say, Riku, those two are a bit concerning. Might be a needless worry, but Zero's strength is no laughing matter. I'll go take a look. Right, and leave me to search through the books. Yay! I hope that was the right choice.
I headed for the shelves in the back to look for the pair. I found them standing side by side in a blind spot formed by bookshelves. Mr. Yoinara. I apologize for shouting so loudly here in the library. No, that's fine. I was trying to stop Rokuro myself. So, speaking of Rokuro... What? Were you worried Zero was gonna punch me or something? He wouldn't do a thing like that, Yoi-chan. Didn't you know that? I thought it was a possibility, but he isn't behaving any different than usual. Maybe I made the wrong choice then. Oops. I was just as worried about you, Rokuro. So that's why I came over. Huh. Doesn't seem like you care. Nah. Rokuro says such things with ill intent, but he does properly think before he acts. Are you sticking up for him? Zero never lies, remember? Well, I'll get back to helping. So long. Hey, if you just go back now, it's no problem if I'm helping out Sasena-chan, right? He cares so much. He cares about him. He cares about Rokuro so much. You sure hang out with Rokuro often, even going as far as covering for him. Please don't say it like that, Mr. Yoinara. At times I envy Rokuro and I respect him as well. Can't imagine why. The thing is, before you get to know Rokuro, he does things like this which puts everyone at a distance. So, Mr. Yoinara, I ask you look kindly upon Rokuro. You might ask me to explain myself, but he's not the kind of person who can be easily explained. I won't give up on him. I'm not gonna give up on a student. I'm sure he has his reasons. Mr. Yoinara. Right. You treat Rokuro well for me. Why are you saying that like you're gonna die next? Okay, I'd better go now. Have to find some materials or else. Right. Huh. Man, I can't believe how many copies of the same book this place has. Unreturned books were a frequent occurrence, as I'm told. Hup. Well, at any rate, this should be plenty. Making multiple copies of everything with the expectation of them being stolen. Our principal's absurdly heavy-handed, huh? There's been a sharp decrease in that since I became a library assistant, however. Parentheses, relatively speaking, closed parentheses. But you still need this many, huh? Well, how is progress looking? A bit troubled. We still haven't found anything. Huh. You've been looking for Ayakashi with qualities resembling capable of abducting and capable of tearing people up, right? I see. Should we help look too, then? The Searcher. Oh, how about this? The Aobozu. There's also the Yamamba. Or how about the Tsuchiguma? Tango. There's quite a few that could fit when it comes to abducting people. As for attacking people, Kamai Tachi. Oh, but they heal the wound. Wolfmen. Do those count as yokai? There's also Nekomata, I guess. Well, anything to narrow it down helps. Finding a link to the events of their life will make it easier to get to the specifics. Events of their life? Because Ayakashi have an abnormal amount of attachment to this world, you can expect their life provided a reason for that. For kids around your age, most common thing would be familial circumstances.
So in other words, wouldn't that be the kind of matter they wouldn't dare talk about?
Let me append a bit about Ayakashi. To send an Ayakashi to the next world, they have to be made aware of their death. And Ayakashi extremely dislike becoming aware of how they died. Only makes sense, I suppose. I wouldn't say Ayakashi don't feel guilt, but their attachment to life beats out all other emotions. An Ayakashi confessing of their own accord will more or less never happen. And more troublesome is that sometimes, even they're not aware they're an Ayakashi.
Meaning, you have to expose them by force?
Oh, jeez! Ah.
So it's like playing a bit of a detective.
Oh, jeez. Why isn't this game out yet? Wait, this is so cool, dude. In a case like this where no one notices what they are, that you do.
Gosh, even when you're alive though, there's all kinds of stuff you wouldn't want others knowing about.
Yes,
it's utter absurdity to say that we should hand over our lives for such a reason. Just because time was reversed once doesn't mean it'll happen again tomorrow. In which case, someone's really gonna die. This is getting really scary all of a sudden.
Still, there's no guarantee someone will die tomorrow either. We have to do whatever possible to avoid the worst case scenario.
But what do we do now?
I'd like to go out and check some different materials personally.
Can Mino go too?
No, I'm afraid I can't think of a good excuse to take my students outside.
But you can't just leave us either, right? We can manage something. If another teacher asks or whatever, we just need to give some excuse.
I'd appreciate it if you could, but...
We just gotta make a scarecrow that looks like Mr. Yoinara. Oh, that might be good. We'll be found out if anyone looks too close. With a mop from the broom closet, I believe we can make something convincing.
If we dip it in a little ink, they shouldn't notice it's a mop at a glance. Do I resemble a mop that closely? Well then, I'll hurry out. You get back to the classroom.
Understood. I'll keep a close eye on everyone. But the principal was walking around on the 3rd floor earlier. It'll be trouble if he sees you and asks what's up.
You're right. Maybe you should go during the break after this period? That does make sense. Getting caught could be really costly. There's only about 10 minutes left. Guess I'll wait.
Ooh, by interacting more with students, you may encounter special events later on. Touching the question mark will advance time.
Okay, good place to save. Where do I want to start from? I guess I'll start from the left. Susanna and Tina are talking over here.
Oh ho, if it isn't Professor Yoinara.
Susanna and Tina, that's a rare combination.
Oh, I believed us to have a considerable companionship. Indeed, I would suspect you would say that no matter who I was with, Mr. Yoinara.
Well, I mean, if you were chatting it up with Roku, I might think there'd be a cataclysm on the horizon or something.
I must agree with you there. If you ask me, that might be a case of disliking those who remind you of yourself. And I will not deny that either. Humans are strange creatures, oft fighting with one another due to none other than their own resemblance.
You say that like you've had a sudden revelation, Tina.
Well, I also believe you view things in a more objective way than the others. I could say the same of Sirokuro. It's like you're always taking a step back to observe the full picture. Though, Sirokuro's proficiency is then proceeding to make attacks on people. To think one's mouth could endlessly spout such sarcasm, targeted at so many people. I can respect it in a way.
I think you're no slouch yourself, Tina.
Yes, but I believe you couldn't do that without knowing what kind of person you're dealing with. I'm envious as can be of that supreme level of insight.
Come to think of it, Werewolf is a game that places emphasis on that. Oh, call back to Werewolf. Whoa, huge.
Indeed, and such is why Sirokuro and Lady Tina were so powerful. There were also numerous players then that were all too easy to figure out. Madame Kashima is quite emotional, and Sir Zero may appear hard to read, but his expressions tell all. Even Madame Susanna tends to show with her face when she's feeling tense. Sirokuro never trusts anyone to begin with, almost as if he's given up on relating with others. Could something have happened regarding your own relationships, Mr. Yoinara?
Ah, what makes you think that?
You intentionally, or no, I think unconsciously, it appears as if you're holding back your expressions of emotion. And from the pause in your last statement, I wonder if you aren't somewhat aware. Wow, would you look at that? Where can one buy such a keen eye? It may be called my pedigree, for I must put on the perfect look in my dealings with others. I'm good at investigating, but it's hard to know how to teach myself such powers of conjecture. Humans aren't creatures one can define and divide into some number of categories after all. I suppose one should first start by knowing their own self as well, before they turn to others. Your own self,
like your persona!
Indeed. So, Mr. Yoinara, could I ask you to offer your services as a teacher? When one confronts themselves, where should they be looking, do you think?
I'm confronting yourself. The parts you dislike, for sure. But the parts you don't like, I guess?
So you're also acquainted. I do believe that means she's complimenting you. Find many things you dislike about yourself. This is what Father told me. He said to even treat others as mirrors and know yourself as best as you can. I get it. That must be a cause in disliking those similar to you too. It strengthens one's mind the longer you look at yourself. It does seem like your spirit would be the first thing to give in. And when you grow accustomed to peering within your own depths, you naturally start to see what others are hiding and what they dislike. For people's very natures reside in those depths.
Are being so philosophical, aren't you like 14? Girl.
I see. I've learned a lot. Haven't you, Mr. Yoinara?
I mean, it might prove necessary for the situation, but...
Oh, that's right. If I might append something to my observations about Mr. Yoinara earlier, I might even think that he's given up on himself. Hey! Rude! Given up, you say?
Sorry, but you got that wrong. I'm more unwilling to resign myself than you think.
Oh, that's too bad. Even I have a ways to go, perhaps. Incidentally, I wasn't aware that my tenseness showed on my face. Indeed, but it is difficult to be aware of actions you do subconsciously or on instinct. What What words would stimulate your depths in which situations? Reaffirm that, and werewolf is a piece of cake. I get it. I've learned much from this. Now the next time I play werewolf, I'll pulverize, scandalize, and mesmerize.
Is scandalizing really necessary?
You make a good point. I look forward to the next time we can contend, Madam Susanna. Oh, absolutely. I have my honor to uphold, and so I refuse to lose in a game of my own suggestion.
Was it you who spread the game, Susanna?
I've brought it in pretty much all of the tabletop games you see played at school. There are many others, so I encourage you to try them yourself. You aren't too busy during summer break, are you?
When I'm in the classroom, maybe.
Then I'll speak to you then.
If I kept playing games like Werewolf, I could see myself getting tired out by all the suspicion. And actually, wasn't bringing games in school supposed to be banned? Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
La 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 la.
Okay. Back to it.
Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow.
Welcome back, thank you. Okay. So I'll probably do like maybe one more of these, and then I'll probably call it for the night. I expected the chapter to be a lot shorter, but also I expected myself to be able to last longer. But it seems I really need to take it easy as far as the voice acting goes. I might have to give myself an extended break eventually from streaming, just like a week or something without streaming. Because oh my god. I start streaming and start talking, I'm like, oh my god, why is my voice so strained? Alright. I am gonna hang out with, well not hang out, I guess investigate. Let's, maybe Mino. Maybe Kashiwa and Mino will have some things to talk about.
Oh, Mr. Yoinara, you wanna play too?
It wasn't my intent to be playing. What were you up to? Reading these books on yokai. Even besides our goal, they're just very intriguing.
Lots of pictures, fun stuff.
They're not manga, you know.
Is Mr. Yoinara in Ayakashi too?
No, senders are different from Ayakashi. You do have a slightly different air from your average human, Mr. Yoinara. My aura! I'm built different! I'm aura farming! I have an aura. It's from years of aura farming, my dear Kashima. I'm uncertain about how I should interpret that. Well, my grandmother was at times called a demon child. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I'm sorry. That's fine. It's getting that response that feels more iffy than anything.
But not many heroes of justice take on human forms.
I've got no connection with the kinds of heroes you're talking about. Is that meant as support?
Wait, but Ayakashi don't take human forms either.
Maybe she wasn't particularly trying to support me then. She is full on, no thoughts, head empty, huh? I always took you for a realist, Kashima. The sort who would just snort at this sort of stuff. Well, I mean, after you find, you know, your classmate slash friend dead in the classroom, I think you would maybe reel this stuff back in and maybe start to believe a little. Look, even I've got curiosities and interests. Who doesn't? I even have some degree of interest in this sort of occult folklore. Only as interesting stories, of course. It's not like I believe it at all.
Mino believes because she sees things.
You can see? Huh. I've heard animals are better than humans at seeing such things. Wait, Mino's not an animal, though. Mino, I believe you only came here from middle school, so you don't know much about this area, do you?
Don't know about the world below.
What are you, a god?
Hey, so what was Kashima like before?
Me? I was no different from now, I think. I've only known you since middle school myself, Kashima. People who've known me since grade school do tell me I look different. Oh, in what sense? It used to be short. My hair, I mean. Though my bangs are still short now since they get in the way. I always figure people like Yuki must have a hard time taking care of their hair. Right. When you put it that way, I can understand.
Mino's bangs get in the way too, but she can cut them good like Kashima.
Don't just make one big cut. Straighten it out a little at a time. Personally, I'm curious about what you used to be like, Mr. Yoinara. Me? Well, I wasn't born here and came here later in life. Also, my previous job kept me busy, so I was a workaholic.
You work hard on teaching too?
Sure do. With you as my class, I'm busy every day.
I see. Then, Mr. Yoinara, do you ever regret changing?
Regret? Mm-mm. Nah, I always make choices based on what seems right in the moment. I try to avoid regretting it. Yeah. Based on what you feel in the moment, whatever choice you make, it's always because you feel like you believe in that choice at that very moment. And I think lingering on that, based on what's happened in the past, is bad for you. Bad for the heart, bad for the soul, bad for the mind. Bad for you physically too, maybe.
That's right. Yes, it's your path to choose in the moment. Looking ahead when you walk is important. The reason I changed didn't come from myself, but rather had to do with other people. Still, the worst thing to do would be to put the blame on someone else.
Feeling troubled?
Me no hear any troubles. No, I'd like to handle it myself as much as possible. I don't believe it's a good thing to be over-reliant.
True. I feel you're always giving quite an effort, Kashima.
And me no?
You are too, Mino. In all sorts of ways.
That's right.
Forcibly pushing on by yourself makes it difficult to tell if you're on the right path or not.
I bet you have a lot of hardships yourself, Mr. Yoinara.
Being an adult must be tough. Adults are more fragile than you might think. After all, things break the longer you keep using them, right?
Mr. Yoinara, are you breaking down?
Nah, I'm okay. But I do need to take care to periodically examine myself so that doesn't happen.
Indeed. Humans need maintenance or else they'll fall apart. Mina will maintain ants too.
I feel like Mino's already got one foot on a runaway express train.
She's earnest.
Might as well just clear out the left side if that's the case. We'll do this and then that's it.
Mr. Yoinara.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to intrude on anything. There's just some time until class is over, so I thought we could talk.
Would you consider yourself able to come into a girl's conversation, Yoi-chan?
Can't say I'm confident about that.
Even if you were confident enough to say yes, that'd be pretty startling.
It's amazing I never run out of things to talk about here.
Really? I just read magazines and watch TV and come across lots of things I want to talk about with people.
Oh, I'm jealous of that skill.
There's lots of places here that seem to have tasty food. You got that right, even though a bunch of people have left since that incident. It makes me wonder how they keep their businesses running.
Yeah, well, the streets around Kanzenbashi are still busy.
Plus, it's just fewer people. There's still buses and trains. So it's not that big a hindrance to people's livelihood, I guess. More and more stores are closing, though. I wonder if there's a way things could get busier here again.
Not without another injection of population.
But I like when there's not as many people. It lets me relax. Because there's no one else around, Dia-chan. I can play lots with you and everyone else. Yuki! Yeah, you're so right. I like you too, Yuki.
Sure enough, it's extremely difficult to intrude on this conversation.
Is there anyone you like, Mr. Yoinara?
Huh?
Oh, I'm kinda curious. Like, Kono-chan's really pretty, right?
Konohazuku, the music teacher? I mean, she is, and a good teacher too.
But... Oops.
That's merely what I think. I don't especially feel anything. Plus, she might be afraid of me.
Why? Yeah, you do seem to be feared by most people but us. But if you think about it, you can study and you're pretty athletic, Yoi-chan.
Yeah, sure.
A dependable guy like you should be more popular, I feel like. Are you sure it isn't because you don't smile much? That's the ticket! You gotta do it like this. Smile, Yoi-chan! Ah, la, la.
What? Well, this is sudden. Sure, I'll humor you. Like this?
It's kinda... Well, it's better than usual, I think. Not what I was thinking.
I can't even pull off an insincere smile, right? Do I really smile that little?
What? Were you actually not aware of it? Even when you're mad, you don't feel very mad, Mr. Yoinara.
As well as a teacher, isn't that proper?
No, when you're like quietly angry, that's actually scarier. Then again, like, it seems people in our generation, or at least our class, aren't that bothered by it.
I wonder if that's the reason it keeps reoccurring.
Maybe there are just a lot of us who are kind of self-centered. Everyone has a clear idea of what their opinions and what they like to do. I might be a little jealous.
You don't, Yuki?
I want to sleep forever.
Yeah, that's not a subject we can talk out.
Well, even if they cause some trouble, our classmates aren't bad kids. Probably.
I consider them to be vicious even if they lack ill intent.
Were you mischievous as a kid, Yoi-chan?
My grandma was a harsh person, so I was obedient to avoid her wrath.
Oh, then maybe being scary when you're angry is effective? Then again, when you get scary, even I think it's a little much. I just want people other than us to know you're a good guy, Yoi-chan.
You're good students, thank you, kids. It's never felt like a big deal to me. You don't need to worry about it.
But I wanna, just like, for the sake of my own feelings? I can't stomach people being afraid of you just because of what's on the surface.
I'm plenty happy just by the fact you feel that way. Thanks.
Looks like Iya-chan still can't accept it.
First things first, I'm surprised she trusts me that much.
Yeah, she's really concerned for you, Mr. Yoinara. 'Cause you're a good teacher. You don't intrude on things that she doesn't want brought up.
But that's... well, that's common sense, isn't it? That's, well, okay, fine. Alright. I know stream was very, very short today, but I'm going to call it here for the time being. I want to give my voice a tiny bit of rest at the very least, and then also make some time for Le Gym. So I will call it here. La 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 la. So that should have saved it. And then tomorrow you'll see me around for Fire Emblem Awakening over on the Twitch chat. What am I saying, Lay? Come on, bro. What's wrong with me? Yes. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. I'm gonna go. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna go do. I'll probably go, whatchamacallit. I'm gonna go and get some more food. I didn't eat too much. I had like a chicken leg and that's it. Yeah, of course. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye, Sharky. Bye, Cole. Bye, everyone.